Because you see, precious saints, there are forces out there that are fighting the will of God. Let me explain this to you, and your part in it is going to be very important. A few weeks ago at Christmas time in Times Square, New York City, a big screen right in Times Square, Dr. Sorello, some of you have already seen it. It said, it showed a picture of Santa Claus, and on the bottom it said, "Keep the Merry," M-E-R-R-Y. Then below that it had a picture of Jesus on the cross. This is in New York City this last Christmas. We're talking just days ago. And it had a picture of Jesus on the cross, and underneath it said, "Dump the myth." That was in New York City only days ago. How many of you saw that picture? Monsieur, hands up high. Just wave at me. Yeah, you're there. How many of you did not even know about it? Put your hands up high. Well, that's what's happening in America. This was Times Square, New York, ladies and gentlemen, this Christmas. There are forces out there that want to remove Jesus out of history. Now there's a second group of people that want to move him completely out of religion. There's a brand new group called Chrislam. Chrislam. These are preachers looking for common grounds with Muslims. And there's a move out there today to where they're trying to bring Islam and Christianity and Judaism as one. And they ran into a problem. They are saying Jesus is the problem. Because as long as Jesus is in Christianity, they cannot join forces. They have to move him out to become one religion. It's already begun, people. Wake up. How many of you have heard of that? Put your hands up high. Yeah, you can go online and look it up, so I don't have to tell you about it. And rabbis are trying to join that group now. So they're talking about changing the name of it from Chrislam to something else. Well, that's all prophetic. The Bible tells us those days are coming. But there's another group now that's even more dangerous. These are so-called Christians that are teaching heresy. It's an old heresy coming back on the surface, where they're actually saying that we are to ignore what Jesus said in the Gospels because it's Old Testament. It's under the law. And we are to listen to the Pauline revelation of grace. It's a teaching on grace that's completely unbiblical. They've even said you don't need to pray because Jesus prays for you. You don't need to fast because he fasted for you. And you don't pay attention to what he said in the Gospels because that was under the old covenant dispensation. Now that is satanic. You have three groups fighting what God says in his word. One group wants to remove Jesus out of history altogether. A second group wants to remove him out of the church altogether. And a third wants to remove him out of the hearts of men altogether. That's why tonight is important. Because the message I'm bringing that is fired up in my soul is going to put you on the right side of the fence. It is time we declare his name louder than ever. It is time we tell the world Jesus saves, Jesus saves, Jesus saves. It's time we tell the world that he is the great I am. He is the Alpha, the Omega. He is the beginning and the end. His name is wonderful and there's none but Jesus. It's time we stand up for the truth. It's time we literally take our commitment for serious. And if it means our life, it will be given with joy. Are you ready to pay the price? If you are, say yes. Are you ready to pick up your cross and follow him? If you're ready, say yes. Are you ready to leave your life behind and deny yourself and take your cross and follow him up into Golgotha's hill? If you're ready, say yes. That's what he's asking of all of us tonight. It is not by might, easy on the instrument, Cheryl, very hush, please. It's not by power, but by my Spirit, saith the Lord. Now I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask all of you this question. Don't answer out loud, just think about it. We'll make sure everybody's seated now, because I don't want anyone moving about when I'm ministering the word that will change your life. I promise you. I'm going to ask you a question. If you were there 2,000 years ago at the tomb of Lazarus, and you stood there and saw the Son of God standing in Bethany, and you heard him say the words, Lazarus, come forth. And you saw the dead come out of his grave. You saw him as they took the cloth off of his body. You saw him as he stood there alive and well, looking into the face of the Master. I wonder if you were there, because I thought about this myself. Would your life have been changed that day? Don't answer till I am through. I have another question. If you stood on the Mount of Transfiguration and saw Elijah and Moses, and you saw the Messiah whose face was altered before your eyes, whose robe shone brighter than the sun, and you saw that for yourself. If you were there and saw the cloud of glory descend on you, and you were in that cloud and heard the voice of God say, "This is my Son," would your life be changed? If you were there on the Sea of Galilee and saw the Master walking on the water coming towards you, and you yourself heard him say, "Come," and you yourself stepped out of the boat and walked on the water to where he was, would that change your life? I have a shocking answer for you. No. Thanks, Cheryl. They saw him raise the dead. They saw him cleanse lepers. They saw him heal multitudes. They saw him walk on the water. They saw him calm the storm. They saw him in his glory on the Mount of Transfiguration. They heard him say, "Lazarus, come forth." and they saw Lazarus come out of the grave. Yet when Jesus hung on the cross, they all forsook him. When he hung on the cross, they said, we thought he was the Messiah. They forgot all about Lazarus. They forgot about the lepers that were cleansed. They forgot about Jesus performing the most amazing miracles in the eyes of men. They forgot about Bartimaeus. They forgot all about what he did. And they said, we thought he was the Messiah. Not one of them was there except John. And John was not there because he loved him with all his heart. He was there because he loved him as a friend.